Good evening, everybody, and welcome to refurbished Fraser Field, looking sparkling for Catholic Central League action. And this is always a big one. You talk about English Classical, we talk about St. Mary's and Fenwick. It's very similar. George Doney on the mound for the Spartans. St. Mary's looking for 4 in a row. They're 7-6. Fenwick has already qualified for the state tournament. They're 10-3. See the white car at the end of the driveway? Right at the gate, right at the gate. Yeah. That opens it. Get my glasses on. On the front seat. Yeah.
Leading off the Fenwick at the top of the first. Shortstop, number 1, Costa Beacon.
So we're just about ready to start. Costa Beachin, the shortstop, will lead it off for Fenwick. The Crusaders against the Spartans. And again, action going on at main field. I don't know if it's a track meet, track practice, but there's a group over there. This is Doney pitching to Doney. Kyle Doney behind the plate. Josh Doney on the mound. In for a strike. As it gets a little brighter here, look like little dark clouds, but those are passing over, hopefully. On the inside corner, good pitch, evens the count at 2. Swing and a miss, he comes back and gets him. So he fell behind 2-0, gets the swinging strikeout.
Center fielder, number 14, Jacob Bain.
Jacob Bain, the center fielder, will be the hitter. A few fans with this one. Fenwick brought a bundle. In for a strike. Tony, I believe, is a sophomore. Down and in for a ball. So in full swing here at Fraser Field, they move games to Breed, home of the Babe Ruth, to play baseball games. That pitch breaks in for a strike. But the renovation's fixed. They still got some work to do on the lights and the backstop and the dugouts that they'll catch up on, but the main portion of the field just looks absolutely gorgeous. Chop to the mound. Donnie does a nice job helping himself. Not an easy play because he's left-handed. He had to go get it, spin around to make the play.
Come back to the first baseman, number 35, Nick Volano.
2 up, 2 down. Nick Volano. The first baseman will be the hitter. Hit in the center field for a base hit. Right off the fist. Just a little poke in the center field.
Come back to the designated hitter, number 44, Carter McFadden.
Carter McFadden, the DH, he's hitting for the pitcher, Mike Gessler. So 2 outs and a runner at first for the Crusaders. Missing low for a ball. Spartans have been struggling, but they've won 3 in a row to get up over 500 at 7-6. Looking to stay there as they throw over, diving back is Volano. High chopper. They'll make the tag at second base. Justin Jennings, the second baseman, made that play. All of a sudden, the wind has picked up, stuff blowing all over the press box. So Shamiri has a chance to get on the board first. It'll be Tommy Falaska, the third baseman, leading off. Mike DeMane will play short and bat second. Center fielder Tad Giardina hits third. In a cleanup spot, Chris Marks DHing for the catcher, Kyle Doney. The right fielder, Cam McGonigal, will hit number 5. Left fielder, Carlos De La Rosa, will hit 6th. Playing first base and hitting 7th, Shea Newhall. The second baseman, Justin Jennings, will hit number 8. And bringing up the tail end of the batting order, batting 9th. First 2 miss, 2-0 the count. All of a sudden that breeze is picked up. Lines it foul. Falaska got the big win a couple of days ago here. against Bishop Feehan. Pitched an outstanding game, giving up only 4 hits. Wide for a ball. Looks like it might be spitting rain a little bit. Drop, foul. He thought it was ball 4. He gets called for strike 3.
The shortstop, number 27, Michael DeMano.
Mike DeMano, the shortstop, throws right, bats left. Down and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hit in the left field for a base hit. Picked that one off his ear. Went the other way. And SMHS has a 1-out single. And we looked like it was starting to spit rain. And everybody was getting a little bit nervous. And now the sun comes out. And it gets bright here at Frazier Field. So
Number 15, Tad Giardina.
we must be in New England. Up and away for a ball. Tad Giardina got a big 3 RBI triple. Broke the game open against Feehan here, the last game here. To help St. Mary's move over 500 with their 7th win. Foul tip goes to the backstop. The runner takes off, up and away. Got a good pitch to run on. Almost an off-speed breaking ball. Stayed up. D'Angelo, the catcher, had no chance of throwing him out. So a runner in scoring position for St. Mary's. They're playing very shallow in center field for Giardina. Way up and in. So the walk puts 2 people on for the DH, Chris Marks. Chris was a big part of the St. Mary's Super Bowl championship, defensively and offensively. Stopping the opposition on defense and making big plays, catching the ball on offense. In for a strike. The umpire has to step out. He just has to wipe his eye a little bit. Want to make sure he can see. So normally in years past, I would say Thanksgiving in May when these two teams get together because they were Thanksgiving Day football rivals. I'll get to say that tonight in the second game because it'll be English and classical after this. But Fenwick and St. Mary's had a falling out a couple of years ago. And they have to keep playing with the Catholic Central League, but they do not play anymore on Thanksgiving Day on Eve. Which is kind of silly because Fenwick has some Lynn kids. Hit foul back and out of play. Reaches and punches it foul, out of play. Down on that grassy knoll behind first base. Down and away for a ball. Good at bat by Marks. Runs the count full. They don't throw, but Domino diving back at second, trying to keep him close. Hit on the ground. The runners were going. They have to make the play at first. Nice play by Beach in the shortstop with the long throw. Over to the first baseman, Volano. So the runners move up to second and third. In for a strike. Cam McGonigal. The right fielder. Up for a ball. Takes it for a strike, looking at that 3-0 pitch. Still can be selective. It's got to be a pitch he can handle. That was in on the hands. That might have been ball 4. Fouls it off, and the count goes 3-2. Carlos De La Rosa, the left fielder, on deck. Walks him to load the bases. for Carlos Taylor Rosa.
Number 9, Seth Sullivan.
And that brings Matt Antonelli out of the dugout. I had a conversation with Matt Antonelli before the game. Outstanding athlete at St. John's Prep. I had the privilege of announcing on Everett Cable the Everett St. John's Prep Super Bowl game. And the first time he handled the ball, he went for a touchdown against Everett, put Everett in a hole. He never touched the ball again. And Everett wound up beating him 14-7, I think was the final score. Everett won. I said to him before, I said, "You the mediocre athlete from St. John's Prep?" He said, "Yes, I am." And I talked to his father, who was one of the assistant coaches. Up and away for a ball. I put a frown on his father's face. I said, "I'm going to bring up a not happy time for you." He said, "What is it?" And I said, "Everett Super Bowl." And he said, "Oh no, why did you do that?" Swing and a miss, 1-1. There was a long discussion after that game why Antonelli never touched the ball the rest of the game after going in for an easy touchdown on his first play. Wide for a ball. 2-1. So after a strikeout, a hit, a walk, a ground out, a walk. And that's where we are, bases loaded. 2 outs. De La Rosa was the 6th hitter in the inning. Wide for ball 3. Kessler's on the verge of walking in a run. De La Rosa will take a good look at this pitch. Ball 4. Easy RBI for De La Rosa. 3rd walk in the inning. Shea Newhall does it all lefty. Throws, bats. In for a strike. Fenwick trying to make a sweep over St. Mary's. They beat him at Fenwick earlier in the season. Chop foul. Nice play at third base by Derek Dana, the coach. Slices it foul the other way, out of play. Off the catcher, the run's going to score. The wild pitch brings in a run. Ciadina scoots home. Makes it a little tougher for the defense now. A ground ball, they don't have, with the bases loaded, they have a play any place, including home plate. Now that they don't have that automatic force up, they have to go to first. So that pitch was in the turf. I have to remember it's all turf. Line to left field. He hit it well. Coming on, making a nice play is Anthony Herbert.
And at the end of 1 completed, St. Mary's 2, Bishop Norwood nothing.
That looked like a solid shot, maybe 2 RBI. And Herbert, the left fielder, takes it away, but St. Mary's gets 2. They give Josh Downey 2 runs to work with. We finished an inning here in this Catholic Central League battle. St. Mary's 2, Fenwick nothing. 5, 6, and 7 for Fenwick as we start top of the second inning.
Top of the second. The left fielder, number
Haley Herbert, who made that very nice play, taking probably maybe a base hit and a couple of runs away and a couple of RBI away from Shane Newhall. He'll lead it off. He does it all lefty too, catching, throwing, and hitting. They squeeze in at third, thinking he might bunt. In for a strike. So Shamiris gets 2 with 1 base hit. And it was a hit that started the rally. There were 3 walks and a wild pitch after that. Almost pulled the trigger. It broke way outside. Hit slowly on the ground. They're going to have to hurry. Nice job by Domeno, the shortstop. No wasted effort. Got it in one motion, threw it. Very nice defensive play. Goes 6-3 for the first out. Andrew McKenzie, the right fielder, will be the hitter. So 1 up, 1 down on the nice play by Domeno. In for a strike. Low for a ball. This is a young St. Mary's team. They only have 5 seniors. Swings through the pitch. So they're in a little bit of a rebuilding mode after winning 2 state championships. Up and away for a ball. Count evens at 2. That didn't miss by much. Took a good long look at that one. Count goes full. Fouled off the catcher. We'll do it again with the payoff pitch. Hit in the left field for a base hit. So Fenwick has another base runner, this time with 1 out.
Third baseman number 4, Josh Scally.
Josh Scaley. Or Scally. On the corner for a strike. Diving back, but he got back easily at first base, McKenzie. Curveball just caught the outside corner. Looked like it was going to be wide. It just broke and caught the outside corner for a strike. Nice pitch by Doney. Wide for a ball. Throw over. This time he standing up, McKenzie. Hit in the air. It's in the gap. He had it, and he dropped it. They're going to call it out. They call him out. They already called him out. And he's out at first base. They're going to call it a double play. They caught the ball in left center field. He turned to throw it back, and he dropped it. They called it an out, and then they called the guy out at first. He thought it was caught. He went to the dugout. It turns into a double play. And we're seeing some wacky baseball the last couple of games. Fenwick goes down. The runner, when it dropped, went to second base. The base umpire said he caught it, and he, in the verge of throwing it, he dropped it. So they called the out. The runner at first went to second thinking it was dropped, and an easy play to throw it over to first for the double play. So they get the hit, they get the base runner, but Tony only faces 3 in the inning. And it will be 8, 9, and 1 for St. Mary's as we start the bottom of the second inning. We've had Lynn Tech the other night, had second and third and nobody out, and he ran into a double play. We had Neshoba with a runner at third. The hitter walked with 2 outs on his way to first base. The runner came 89 feet home and got tagged out. Now we got this double play. It's been bizarre the last couple of games with the base running and the outs. Justin Jennings, the second baseman, will be the hitter. Justin Jennings, Josh Doney back to the top of the order, Tommy Falaska.
Leading off the St. Mary's number 22, the second baseman, Isaiah Weston.
This is Isaiah Weston. I got it fouled up. I put the wrong number down. When they wrote it, they give me the final copy, and it sometimes comes all blurred. So it's Isaiah Weston, the second baseman. I had it number 23 because I couldn't read. By the time they write it, it goes down through 3 columns. High and tight. So it was Isaiah Weston who made that tag out, ending the first inning. Give him credit. I apologize. Payoff pitch up and coming. Solidly hit, but right at the shortstop. Hit it right on the nose and hit it right to Beechin. Can't hit any better. Just didn't get lucky and find a hole. Josh Stoney, the pitcher.
Number 4, Josh Stoney.
Looks like they're wrapping up over at Manning Field. Foul tip off the catcher. Swing and a miss. Call third strike right down the middle.
Third baseman, number 8, Tommy Velasco.
Second strikeout for Gessler. Tommy Velasco. He was called on the strikes. He started the game against Bishop Fee the exact same way he started this game, as he gets hit by a pitch. He took, starting Fee and starting this game, he took a pitch with 3-2 and took 2 or 3 steps towards first base, and the umpire said strike 3 in both cases. The Fee game, he went on to have a huge game, getting 3 hits and helping St. Mary's to a big win. DeMano got a base hit and scored the first run. Chops it foul towards first base. Went the other way and picked it off his ear and hit it by the shortstop into left field. He stole second, went to third at ground ball, and after they loaded the bases, he walked home on a bases loaded walk to De La Rosa, excuse me. Line to the center field. They have to play it on a hop. DeMano's got his second hit. St. Mary's looking for a little 2-out lightning. Tad Giardina drew a walk. Drew a walk, he wound up scoring the second run on a wild pitch. So 2 quick outs, a hit batsman and a hit have extended the second inning. Swing and a miss. Giardina, very good defenseman in hockey. He's had a very good career at St. Mary's, one of their 5 seniors. Hit the center field, moving back and over to left center field is Jacob Bean, or Ben.
At the end of 2.
So Giardina hit it well, but couldn't get it past the center fielder. St. Mary's leaves 2. We finished 2, and St. Mary's has got 2. They lead Fenwick 2-0. 8-9-1 for Fenwick as we start the third inning. Chris D'Angelo, the catcher. Hits it in the air to center field. Giardina, a couple of steps over towards right center, makes the one-handed catch. One pitch, 1 out. Marco Carrillo, the second baseman, will be the hitter. It's funny to see Jim McHugh sitting over next to the Fenwick bench. He's been associated with Fenwick for a while. Chopped, they let it go foul. Good choice by Velasco. They had no way of throwing Carrillo out. But Jim McHugh was associated with St. Mary's for many years. I think he might still be involved with some things at St. Mary's, but he moved over to Fenwick, and he's been outstanding for both schools. He's been unbelievable for high school sports and the Fenwick School and St. Mary's School. He's an outstanding gentleman that does an awful lot for the young people. In on the hands, they chop it to first. Newhall flips it. Doney, first baseman, the pitcher, jammed him in. He just punched it down the first baseline. So that play goes 3-1 for the putout. 2 up, 2 down in the third. Costa Beechin led off the game with a swinging strikeout. Curveball drops but low. Was over, but dropped low. That looked like it went off his leg. And they called a foul ball. I think the plate umpire didn't call. I think the base umpire called. That was, no question off his foot or his leg. Doney made the play anyway, but both umpires had the foul ball. I get kind of reminiscent. I feel kind of nostalgic. Brings back some memories and makes me feel not that great. I look out beyond the right field fence to the little hill out there that there's a few people sitting out there, and makes me wonder, why isn't Buzzy Barton out there? Buzzy was an outstanding supporter of all high school sports. He was a great athlete in English, but he supported all the sports. And that's where he used to sit, right out there on that hill. Left us way too soon. One, two, the count as the sun comes out again. Down the way for a ball. So deuce as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. St. Mary's leading 2-0 here in the top of the third. Chase that high pitch. So a 1-2-3 inning. He's only faced 6 of the last 2 innings. He gave up the base hit, but the double play wiped it out. Sun comes out now as bright as it's been all day. It'll be the middle of the order for the Spartans, 4, 5, and 6. Gessler will start his 3rd inning of work. He gave up 2 in the first with 3 walks and a wild pitch. He got in a little bit of trouble in the second after 2 outs with a hit batsman and a hit, but he got out of it with a fly ball to center field. We mentioned Derek Dana, the coach. Timmy Filer was a longtime assistant. They've been together for a while. They were together for quite a while. Timmy Filer was the pitcher. Derek Dana was the catcher for St. Mary's baseball that won a state championship or 2. And they became coaches, and they've won a state championship or 2. So they do a great job.
Leading off the St. Mary's designated hitter number 33, Chris Marks.
Chris Marks grounded out short to first. His one trip. He's DHing for the catcher. The other half of the Doney family, Kyle Doney. Low for a ball. Chops the shot. Big hop. On the run, no wasted motion by Beechin. So Marks again goes to shortstop.
The right fielder, number 14, Cam McGonigal.
Up and away for a ball. McGonigal drew a walk that loaded the bases, and it was followed by a walk that forced it in the first run. Swing and a miss. Cam McGonigal is the Spartan right fielder. Down and away for a ball. Hit off the pitcher's glove. Easy play for Gessler. A little underhanded toss to the first baseman, Volano. 2 up, 2 down in the third for the Spartans. And I had a, when you get the third copy of the lineup roster, awful hard to read. I read it as number 7, and it's number 9. So Carlos Telarosa. Carlos Telarosa was not the left fielder. Seth Sullivan. So it was Seth Sullivan who drew the walk for the RBI. So hopefully I'm back in the swing of things. Swing and a miss. First 1-2-3 inning for Geisler. We finished 3. St. Mary's holding on to that 2-0 lead over Fenwick. 2, 3, and 4 for Fenwick as we start the 4th inning. Jacob Bain bounced to the pitcher as one trip. Punches it to second base. Big hop for the second baseman, Weston. I get that straight. So 1 away in the 4th.
The first baseman on 35, Nick Volano.
Nick Volano has one of the 2 hits that Doney has given up so far. He got a single with 2 out in the first, and he was tagged out on the fielder's choice ground ball to second, ending the inning. High and tight for a ball. Hit past third base, foul. Coach Antonelli couldn't make the play. Wide for a ball. Case again, a couple of those little black clouds roll over after blue skies. And then right behind it, blue skies, the sun comes out. We must be in New England. Out in center field is blue skies, a big white blur of white clouds. Right over left field and third base is a dark spot. Out foul territory in left field. Here's blue skies and white clouds. So a funny day. Nice though. It was up in the 80s when I got here. Hit foul off the catcher. So we'll do it again with the payoff pitch. Hit to right center field, long run, not going to get there. It's in the gap for extra bases. All the way to the fence. In with a stand-up double is Villano. So for the first time in the game, Fenwick has a runner in scoring position. They've had a runner, 2 outs in the first, a runner with 1 out in the second. They got doubled off. They went 1, 2, 3 in the third. Now they get the 1 out double by Villano. Carter McFadden bounced to the second baseman into a fielder's choice. Hits it off his foot for strike 1. That was a shot and a half to right center field, all the way to the fence. I thought it was going to be a triple. Hit foul past third base. Hit foul again off the screen. Count stays 0-2. Up and away for a ball. Tony taking a long look at that runner at second base. Solid shot, but he got way out in front of it and pulled it foul. So we'll do it again at 1-2. Hit to right field, it's going to drop for a base hit. They'll hold the runner at third. He had to wait to see if the ball would be caught. So the Fenwick fans come to life a little bit as they get the tying runs on base with 1 out. Just a little drop in the right field, but Villano had to wait to see if the ball would be caught. It brings a trip out to the mound for Derek Dana. They don't have anybody warming up. Conversation on the mound. Matt Antonelli gets a conversation with his runner at third and the hitter. The hitter was Anthony Herbert, the left field who bounced to the shortstop his 1 trip. So everybody back. Lefty against lefty here. In for a strike.
Field number 2, Anthony Irving.
They mentioned Fenwick Pans were quiet for a little while, losing 2-0. Now they were getting into it. Waved at that pitch, it broke down and away. Chased that one. So 0-2. Chased that one again, just touched it. Fouls it down the third base line. The count stays 0-2. Up and away for a ball. 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's a huge out. Andrew McKenzie, the right fielder, got a base hit his first time up. They bring the outfield in, St. Mary's. Throw over to first, easily back. He dove back, but he got easily back McFadden. Swing and a miss. Good pitch on the corner. Quickly 0-2. High for a ball. One, two, the count. There's a Crusader right fielder. Swing and a miss. Tony gets it done. So Fenwick puts the tying runs on base with 1 out. And Doney comes up with 2 big strikeouts. And the Fenwick fans who are up getting excited about a rally, now sit back down a little bit as that rally goes by the boards. 2 big strikeouts gives him 4. So he's averaging a strikeout an inning. And Fenwick leaves the tying runs on base. They get the double and the single. But it's still 2-0 St. Mary's. And now right over our heads is nothing but blue skies and white clouds as that big patch of black moves away. Thank goodness. Bottom 3 in the order for St. Mary's as we start the bottom of the 4th. We're halfway through the game. St. Mary's got 2 in the first inning with 1 base hit. 3 walks and a wild pitch.
Picking up the St. Mary's in the bottom of the fourth. The first baseman, the 24, Shea Newhall.
Shea Newhall hit a shot and a half to left field with runners at second and third. Looked like it had a base hit and 2 RBI. And the left fielder, Herbert, came in, reached across his body, and picked it for the third out. So he's 0 for 1, but he hit it a ton. First pitch on the corner for a strike. He lines it to the shortstop again. Two solid shots by Newhall, and he's 0 for 2. You heard me say many times, you get a good pitch, you hit it as hard as you can, and hope you get lucky. Shea Newhall's been up twice. Did 2 of the 3 both times. Just didn't get the luck part. He's lined out twice. Hit in a right center field, long run. It's going to bounce for a base hit. So Weston gets a base hit after grounding out the short his first time. Josh Doney, the pitcher, was called on strikes his one trip. Top of the order, Tommy Velasco on deck. Hit foul back and out of play. Hit in the air, long run for the center fielder. He has to play it on a hop. It got by him. The runners will go to second and third, so Doney gets a base hit. The error in the outfield moves them up. Just a little Texas League pop-up. Nick Misano. Doney will have a runner for him. Tommy Velasco will be the hitter. So Doney just got one off the fist, punched it into center field. When it bounced, it just skipped right through the wickets in center field. Allowed Weston to go to third, Doney to second. St. Mary's trying to add to a 2-0 lead, and this is after Fenwick had first and third with 1 out and couldn't score. Fenwick will bring their infield in as once again that sun comes out bright. Off, way up and in, goes to the backstop. The run scores. Second wild pitch run. So it's a run in with a runner at third. Velasquez can help St. Mary's double their pleasure if he can put the ball in play and get the runner from third home. Way up and in. That was a pitch way up and inside. Off to catch his glove to the backstop. In for a strike. Velasquez squared like he was going to bunt. I think 2-0. He was just taking the pitch. Up and away for a ball. The 3-1 pitch up and coming. In for strike 2. So we go full again. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's a big strikeout.
The shortstop, number 27, Mike.
2 away. Mike Domeno was singled twice, scored the first run in the first inning. He made a couple of nice plays at shortstop. In for a strike. So Gessler trying to ease the pressure. Doesn't want to give up the second run. Hit to center field. This is going to stay up enough for the center fielder being to go get it. But once again, they get 2 hits, but the error and the wild pitch gives them the run. So Fenwick has been very gracious guest. We played 4 full. It's now 3-0 St. Mary's over Fenwick. Bottom 3 in the order for Fenwick as we start the 5th inning. Doherty has another run to work with. He helped himself. Getting a base hit. Helping to push that runner along. Swing and a miss. Scally hit a shot, but hit it right to Giardina in center field. Up and away for a ball. So you look at how things change. Fenwick had first and third with 1 out. Doherty gets 2 big strikeouts. And St. Mary's comes back and scores a run on an error and a wild pitch. The 1-2 pitch up and coming. Chased that pitch that broke down and in. Good pitch by Doherty. Fifth strikeout.
The catcher, number 13, Chris D'Angelo.
Chris D'Angelo, the catcher, fly to Giardina in center field. In for a strike. Down and in for a ball. The catcher, Kyle Doherty, the right-hander. The pitcher, Josh Doherty, the left-hander. Hit on the nose. Another nice play by Domeno. Gets that ball over in a hurry. He's got a strong arm. 2 up, 2 down. Marco Carrillo, the second baseman, bounced it down to first base. Newhall flipped it to Doherty. The play went 3-1 for the out. On the inside corner for a strike. Hit foul to the backstop. 0-2. Doherty's big asset so far in this game. He's been ahead of the hitters. Up and away for a ball. Doherty started the tackle. He thought he might have it. Just missed inside. Hit in the air. Long run for everybody. They're not going to get there. It's going to go into the seats. Newhall and Kyle Doherty long runs, but they ran out of real estate. So we'll do it again at Deuces Wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Thought about it, almost pulled the trigger. It broke down and in, and the count goes full. The payoff pitch. Up and away for ball 4. It's the first walk given up by Doney. Comes with 2 outs. Costa Beach in the shortstop has struck out swinging twice. In for a strike. Easily back at first is Carrillo on the throw over. Anybody coming early for the English Classical game and having a problem finding a parking space. Fraser Field, the parking lot is full. Over at Manning, there's still a ton of cars with track still going on over there. Good off-speed curveball drops in. So not a lot of room. If you park over at Manning, it's a long walk over to Fraser. High for a ball. Diving back is Carrillo again on the throw over. Then when he was ready, then he stepped off. The runner took off. The ball's bobbled by Domeno. Domeno went all the way. He almost became the second baseman. He's the shortstop. He went all the way by second base, tried to field it. He bobbled it. Beecham will reach on the error.
Center fielder number 14, Jacob Bean.
Jacob Bean has bounced to the pitcher and bounced to second base. So Fenwick will looking for a little 2-out lightning. They've got 2 on with a walk and an error. Bean asked for time and got it. In for a strike. Their only threat so far was first and third with 1 out in the 4th. Tony came up with 2 big strikeouts. Now after a strikeout and a ground out, looked like an easy inning, a walk and an error. Curveball in for a strike. That little ground ball was bizarre because Weston, the second baseman, was going over to cover second with the runner going, waiting for a throw. Domeno went all the way over and virtually became the second baseman fielding that ground ball way past second base. High for a ball. Now Doney has to go way to his right to block that one. So we got deuces wild again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on here in the 5th inning. Hit foul down that grassy knoll behind first base. Again, a nice little crowd here watching this game on a nice afternoon. Down and in. So he was ahead of him. Now he's going to come in with a pitch or load the bases. The on-deck hit of Alano was 2 for 2 against Tony. Hit foul at home plate. We'll do it again as the tension mounts here at Frazier Field. Once again, the 3-2 pitch. Hit to short. Tomato will make the play to first. He looked to see if he had a play at second, but that rifle shot. Nice play. He makes up for the error. So once again, Fenwick fans got a little excited with 2 on, but St. Mary's gets out of it. Downey walked his first hitter, the error. But we'll move into the bottom half of the 5th. And it'll be the middle of the order for St. Mary's, 3, 4, and 5. Face Gessler, who was starting his 5th inning of work. So St. Mary's still holding on to that 3-0 lead. St. Mary's will be one of the 4 teams finishing up the regular season the end of May, the last weekend in May. That Friday night, Saturday starting early, will be the 2nd annual Dougie Mullins tournament. The young, outstanding athlete, assistant coach for a while, then became head coach, was outstanding, helped a lot of young people. Was a terrific young man and left the world way, way, way too early. So Joe Caponigo, who was the coach in English when Dougie was the assistant, started the tournament last year, and they'll have the 2nd year this year. It'll be St. Mary's with English, Classical, and Swampscott, with the same 4 teams playing in the Holland tournament, starting later Saturday and Sunday on the last weekend. Tad Giardino walked, flied to center field. He scored a run. He got the 2nd run in the 2-run 1st inning. Tad is the center fielder. Foul back. Thank God there was about 10 feet wide of us, because if that was straight back, that would have been right in my lap. There's no cover on the top of the backstop, which is another thing they'll have to look at in the time to come with the lights and the dugouts. Pitching low for a ball. 2-1 the count. Hit foul. Evens the count of 2. We mentioned Fenwick looking for a sweep. They beat St. Mary's at Fenwick. St. Mary's obviously looking for a split. way up and in. Yeah, we got another. We've had a lot of full counts. A lot of payoff pitches. That was ball 4. Way up and in, he swung right through it.
The designated hitter number 33, Chris Marks.
5 strikeouts for Gessler. And I don't know if Giardina said something, but the umpire is now talking to Tad. That brings Derek Dana down. Walking, the umpire said, never mind, so Derek's going to go back to third base. Chris Marks is in a little bit of a rut. He grounded a shortstop twice. He and Costa Breeson have had a thing here. His first 2 at bats.
Who's that? John. John.
It's the ball's hit there. You're going to go over there. The ball's hit there. You're going to go over there. You can't just put the kid right in the corner.
No back in the right fielder number 14, Cam McGonigal.
I thought you told me to move that. Then do it. Then follow the ball. Jimmy, what'd you do?
That's one. 18. That's one.
How'd you get on? How'd you get on?
Walk. Oh, base hit. Sorry, base hit.
Up and away for a ball. Jaden Driscoll is the pinch runner at first base. Pitching for ball 2. So Marsh gets the 1-out hit. Driscoll will run for him. McGonigal has walked and bounced to the pitcher. McGonigal goes the other way and fouls it off. Driscoll takes off. The ball's hit foul again, off to the left side. Popped up. Out of play. This has got a little bit of a lead at first base. Diving back on the throw. Bristol takes off again. Ground ball fielded by the first base coach. We'll do it again at 2-2. We're in the bottom of the fifth. St. Mary's leading 3-0 over arch enemy Fenwick. Fouls it off again. McGonigal hanging around, making Gessler throw some pitches. Diving back again is Driscoll. And now it brings Coach Antonelli out to talk to his pitcher, Gessler. He's throwing a lot of pitches just to McGonigal. McGonigal's fouled off about 6 or 8 balls. He's probably thrown double-digit pitches just to McGonigal. Diving back again. Bristol takes off, the pitch in the dirt, they throw it down. He's in with a stolen base. So they've been throwing over a half a dozen times at first base, trying to keep him close. He ran a couple of times, McGonigal fouled it off. McGonigal was really making Gessler work. Oh, Geisler. Wide foot ball. What a great at bat by McGonigal. He draws the 4th walk, giving up. And we're going to get a substitution. Geisler is coming out of the game. Looks like Gennaro Carrillo was going to come in. Carrillo, the freshman. I believe it's so. Gennaro Carrillo was going to come in to play second base because Marco Carrillo, who was at second base, is going to go to the mound. So the Carrillo family. So it'll be Marco Carrillo taking over. Geisler goes 4 1/3. Gives up 5 base hits. He walked 4 and hit a batter. The runs were earned. And he's on the hook for the loss if Fenwick can't make a comeback. So 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, and a hit batsman, and 3 of those walks really hurt because they were in the first inning after a base hit. It forced in the first run, and then a wild pitch scored the second. And after 2 base hits, with an outfield error included to put the runners at second and third, another wild pitch scored the 3rd run. And that's where we are, 3-0 St. Mary's, as it will be Marco Carrillo, the new pitcher on the mound for Fenwick. And he'll take on Seth Sullivan, who was walked, forcing in a run, getting an RBI. Last time up, he struck out swinging. So 3-0 St. Mary's, looking to stay over 500, looking for 4 in a row. Fenwick looking for their 11th win. They're already in the tournament with 10-3. And they were coming in, they were looking to sweep the series against St. Mary's. Now, if they're going to do that, they're going to have to make a comeback. So it'll be first and second with 1 out for Marco Carrillo, another right-hander. That was a great at-bat by McGonigal. He had a foul off about 12 pitches before drawing a walk. Curveball hangs inside. In for a strike. Down and in for a ball. 2-1 the count. Classical and English players making their way into the ballpark. They've got the next game at 7 o'clock. Another big rivalry. Pop back foul. That was up and in. That might have been ball 3. Way up and in. We got another 3-2 count. We've had a bundle of these. Missing for ball 4. So after a strikeout, a hit and back-to-back walks have loaded the bases. Shane Newhall's 0 for 2, but he can't hit it any better than he hit it. He hit a line shot that the left fielder made a great play on. And he hit a line shot to the shortstop. In for a strike. So Fenwick again threatened to the top of the 5th with 2 on. Couldn't get anything done. He did that before, and St. Mary's got a run back. St. Mary's trying to do it again. Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2. So Newhall facing Carrillo for the first time. The 0-2 pitch. Wide for a ball. Line to the second baseman. He gets his 3rd line shot, and he's 0 for 3.
Second baseman number 22, Isaiah Weston.
Isaiah Weston grounded a shot, singled and scored. Newhall's going to go home shaking his head. 3 well-hit line shots, and he's 0 for 3. He hits him. Easy RBI for Weston. So Carrillo hits him, but the run is charged to Gessler. Bases are still loaded. Josh Stoney can help himself. He was called on strikes. He dumped the single into center field, and it was big because it was booted in the outfield. The runners were able to move to second and third, and they added a run with a second wild pitch run to push the lead to 3-0. Now a hit batsman pushes the lead to 4-0, and the bases are still loaded. So they got a break with that line shot right at the second baseman. Didn't go in the outfield. Down and away for a ball. But then they come back and they hit Weston. In for a strike. Taking all the way with the count 2-0. Hit in the right center field for a base hit. Big 2-out hit by Doney, helping himself. So 2 walks score, a hit batsman forces in a run.
New having their third baseman number 8, Tommy Palaska.
Tommy Palaska struck out, called on strikes, struck out swinging. Sam was in between. He got hit by a pitch. So 2-out Lightning for St. Mary's, helped out by the hit batsman that forced in a run. And Josh Doney comes up big, helping himself with a big 2-out hit, knocking in 2. All of a sudden, it's 6-0. In for a strike. Over but low. Took a long look at that one. The field is pretty well out there, but center field and right field are very shallow. Nice stop by the catcher, D'Angelo. So 2 walks in the inning, both have scored. A hit batsman forced in a run. That allowed Doney to hit and get the big 2-out hit. High and tight for a ball. Hit in the left field for a base hit. They're sending the runner. The throw of the plate coming in. Not in time. Another big 2-out hit. This one by Falaska. Weston hustles around and scores. Misano running for Downey. Scoots over to third. So first and third, more 2-out Lightning. DeMano will be the 9th hitter in the inning.
Number 27, the shortstop, Michael DeMano.
Wide for a ball. Missing low for a ball. Up and away for a ball. Tad Giardina, who started this inning, is on deck. On 4 pitches, Tomato's on for the 3rd time. He had 2 base hits. And now we're going to trip out to the mound by Coach Antonelli to talk to the troops. And the wheel has come off the wagon here. It was still a playable game. Carrillo's going out.
No back in center field, number 15, Tad Giardina.
So Costa Breachin will be the new pitcher. He was the shortstop. Marco Carrillo, who started at second base, went to the mound. Now he's going to shortstop. And I'm assuming it's his brother stays at second base. Tad Giardina, the 10th hitter in the inning. Takes it high for a ball. St. Mary's had 3 runs coming into this inning. They put 4 on the board. Down and away for a ball. Walks and wild pitches have really hurt Fenwick. Missing for ball 3. Ball 4. It's ball 4. I thought it was ball 4 anyway. Giardina backed out of the way to let Tony Masano come in, but
The designated hitter, number 33, Chris Fox.
Giardina gets his second walk. This one gets him an RBI. That one gets away. The catcher can't find it. Another wild pitch is going to score another run. Six runs in. Down and away for a ball. If St. Mary's could bring this runner home from third, I believe the game is over. High for a ball. Wild pitches, walks. A couple of hit batsmen. Marks draws a walk.
The right fielder, number 14, Cam McGonigal.
5 walks in the inning along with a hit batsman. Cam McGonigal walked, bounced to the pitcher, walked and scored. In for a strike. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Couldn't hold up, he swung through the pitch for strike 3. So we won't get a mercy rule through 5. St. Mary's put 6 runs on the board. They've broken this one wide open. They're well on their way to 4 in a row as they lead it 9-0 over Fenwick going into the 6th inning. First baseman Nick Polano was perfect. He singled and doubled. He's got 2 of the 4 hits that Doney has given up. And Doney now can relax a little bit. He's got a 9-run cushion to work with. Hit foul. Nice play by the third base coach, Matt Antonelli. Hit to left field. Galloping over to the line is Seth Sullivan. One up, one down. Carter McFadden DHing for the pitcher. He bounced from the fielder's choice and singled. His fielder's choice went to the right side, his single went to the left side. In for a strike. I think we got rid of all that black spots up in the sky. The clouds are moving by even. The only clouds left are floating by outside the right field fence. They're making their way out.
See you, Jimmy.
Down and in. Nice stop by Kyle Doney. Doney behind the plate has done a nice job handling his brother. Swing and a miss. Two away. 6 strikeouts for Doney. None bigger than those 2 strikeouts when Fenwick had their only real threat. First and third and 1 out.
Pinch hitter. 7.
In for a strike.
Direction. Eddie.
Cormac Henney is hitting for Seth Sullivan. Popped up. Newhall was going over. Weston said, "Get out of my way, it's mine." So 1-2-3 inning. If you count the double play in the second inning, facing only 3 hitters, that's his third 1-2-3 inning. Fenwick is down easily in the 6th. We'll move into the bottom half of the 6th. After St. Mary sent 12 to the plate in the 5th, 6 of them scoring. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 for St. Mary's. And Beecham will start an inning for the first time. He came in relief. And we'll get a new catcher. So Fenwick has made a couple of changes. They move people around. I think is the other half of the Carrillo family, Gennaro, only a freshman. He's behind the plate.
21's pinch hitting. Who is it?
So Nick Maisano will be hitting.
Who? I don't have a sheet.
Nick Maisano will be the pinch hitter.
Shano?
He's been a pinch runner a couple of times.
21 hit Masano.
He's pinch run a couple of times. Sano will hit for Seth Sullivan. Foul ball. Way up and in. If St. Mary's could squeeze a run in here, the game would be over. They had a chance to wrap it up in the fifth. Swung through it, tried to check his swing, couldn't. Down and away. So the count goes 3-2. He was ahead. Now he's got to come in with a pitch. Pitching from the stretch. Way up and in. It's just how his life passed in front of him. Jared Payon will hit for Newhall.
Pitching for St. Mary's number 13, Jared Payon.
I'm not sure why they're worried about the runner at first base with the score 9-0, but they threw over anyway. High for a ball. Another throw over. In for a strike. Keeps throwing over to first base, a little sidearm move. Not getting that far off the bag. They're not going to steal, I don't think, with a 9-0 lead. He's only getting a step and a half off the bag. Hit foul to the backstop.
Who is it, John?
1-1 to count. Peon pops it up. Now they call it off his foot. So the count will go to 1-2. Jared Payon, the hitter, batting Shea Newell, who had normally you'd say 3 line shots. He must have got one of them. Line to left, line to short, line to second. He went 0 for 3. Down and away for a ball. That one goes to the backstop. So Wild pitch puts what could be the winning run here in the bottom of the sixth at second base. Hits it foul. Up in the seats. Hit to left field, over by the line, making the play. Herbert out in left field for the first out. And Justin De La Rosa will be the pinch hitter. So De La Rosa will hit for Weston.
Pitch hitting number 7, Justin De La Rosa.
High for a ball. Nine walks and 2 hit batsmen by Fenwick pitching. Not to mention the wild pitches that scored runs. In for a strike. Hit foul to the backstop. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Matt Lewis will hit for Doney.
Now pitch hitting number 11, Matt Lewis.
So Derek Dana going deep to his bench here in this 6th inning. Wide for a ball. Pop right to the pitcher. Little basket catch. So the 6th inning is in the books. Fenwick down to their last 3 outs as St. Mary's leads it 9-0 going into the 7th.
First name?
Cam Anderson is the hitter for Fenwick as he takes the pitch for a strike. So Anderson hitting for McKenzie. It's Cam Anderson at bat, and it's Cam McGonigal on the mound. Doney goes 6, gives up 4 hits, strikes out 6, walks only 1, gives up no runs. He was outstanding. The only problem he had was in the 4th inning when he gave up a 1-out double followed by a single, put runners at first and third, and he helped himself with 2 big strikeouts. To third, Velasca takes care of that. Doney also helped himself. He got a big base hit, and when it skipped by the center fielder, it moved the runner to third. He scored in the wild pitch. Then he came up with a big 2-out hit, knocking in 2 runs and scoring a run. So he was 2 for 3. knocking in two and scoring a run as well as pitching a shutout. Swing and a miss. This is Josh Scally, the third baseman. I think he moved to second base in the sixth inning. Wide for a ball. So McGonagall trying to finish it for Josh Stoney, who was outstanding on the mound. That didn't miss by much. Just broke late. That one hit him. John Horgan will hit for D'Angelo. Missing down and in for a ball.
Pitch hitting, John Hogan.
In for a strike. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nice stop by Doney. Again, he's done a very nice job behind the plate. Hit in the right center field for a base hit. So first and second. Marco Carrillo bounced out. First baseman, the pitcher covering. Last time up, he walked. He's been all over the place. He was the second baseman. He was the pitcher. He was the shortstop. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. Up and away for a ball. Playing out the string here. St. Mary's leading 9-0. Fenwick has 2 on with 1 out. Hit foul. That went off his foot, I think. He felt that. He's trying to get up and walk it off. Coach Antonelli coming in to talk to him, trying to make sure he's okay. Missing wide, the count goes 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Fenwick down to their last out. Costa Beechin struck out swinging twice and reached on an error. That was that
No man, Costa Beechin.
bizarre ground ball. The runner at first was running on the play, and the second baseman went over to cover the bag. And Domeno, the shortstop, virtually became the second baseman. He went right to where the second baseman would be playing to field the ground ball, came all the way across, but bobbled it, couldn't make the play. Fenwick's down to their last strike. Almost pulled the trigger, just held up. The pitch was way up and in. Strike 3 called. So McGonagall gets up a hit batsman and a single, but he gets 2 strikeouts. And St. Mary's will win it walking away 9-0. Both teams hold serve. St. Mary's beats Fenwick here at Fraser. Fenwick beats St. Mary's at Fenwick. So they'll split the series. Fenwick will go to 10-4. St. Mary's gets their 4th win in a row. They go to 8-6. Nice job by Josh Doney on the mound, pitching the shutout for 6 innings. McGonagall comes in and finishes it off. Doney goes 6 innings, gives up only 4 base hits, struck out 6, walked 1, no runs. Fenwick never really challenged. They had a 1-out single in the first. They had a 1-out single in the second. It was doubled off in a bizarre play where the ball looked like it was dropped in the outfield, but it was held long enough to be an out, and the runner was doubled off, trying to get back to first. The big play, it was still a game, 2-0. They had first and third and 1 out. Doney reared up and got 2 big strikeouts, and they never really challenged again. They got a walk and an error in the 5th to put 2 on, put a 1-2-3 inning in the 6th. They got a hit batsman and a hit in the 7th, but 2 big strikeouts by McGonagall, shuts them down, and Polano had a single and a double for 2 of the 4 hits off Doney. On the other side, St. Mary's, Domeno got a single with 1 out. Giordani walked. McGonagall walked. Seth Sullivan walked to make it 1-0. A wild pitch made it 2-0. They got a run in the 4th after an out. Weston singled. Doney singled. The ball skipped by off the center fielder. They moved up to second and third. A wild pitch made it 3-0. And then they unloaded in the 5th. They scored 6 runs on only 3 base hits. Bishop Fenwick pitching gave up 9 walks, 2 hit batsmen, 3 wild pitches, helped St. Mary's to score 9 runs. And that big 6-run inning really put it away. Outstanding pitching by Doney. For St. Mary's, Tony Velasco got hit by a pitch, got a base hit, knocked in a run, scored a run. Mike Domeno had 2 singles, a walk, and 4 trips. Scored a run, played very well at shortstop. Tad Giordina had 2 walks, scored a run. The second walk got him an RBI with the bases loaded. That was the second time. A couple of walks forced in runs. A hit batsman forced in a run. Chris Marks had a base hit and a walk. Driscoll running for him scored a run. Cam McGonagall had 2 walks, scored a run. Seth Sullivan had a walk, actually had 2 walks, scored a run, and got an RBI with bases loaded walk. Shea Newell hit 3 line shots that could have easily been 3 base hits. He lined out to the left fielder, shortstop, second baseman, came up empty all 3 times. Isaiah Weston singled, got hit by a pitch. His hit pitch got him an RBI. He also scored 2. Josh Doney had 2 singles, scored a run, knocked in 2 in that big 6-run inning. And St. Mary's puts 9 on the board. Doney shuts out Fenwick. And as we mentioned, they split the series, winning each of the games on their home fields. Fenwick will drop to 10-4. St. Mary's wins their 4th in a row. They go to 8-6, 9-0 the score. So we hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.